Hello. Hello, welcome to the Crystal Empire. Where we last left our heroes,
Yay.
they completed they completed their tasks up in the north, and also revealed to, one of the nobles about their bad deeds, and have sort of put them under their thumb for a bit with little blackmail. You guys have a little bit of free time while the Empress is doing things, but there are tasks for you guys to complete. But there are also other things that need to be talked with and dealt with.
Yes.
You know, like the noble here.
The noble.
Yeah, the emissary from a different kingdom.
Which one again?
There's only, well, Quintana is the only emissary.
Yeah, we've been talking with each other a lot, so I think that's done. No, I'm kidding. A quick deploying Pippin. I'm sorry, but I deploy Caesar. I put Caesar down in attack mode.
It's a bad idea. Caesar's only a 2-star monster.
Yes, but Caesar is
Pippin's a
all
full
powerful.
level 3-star monster at 1,110.
Is Caesar the Giant Slayer?
Caesar has killed
Pippin.
creatures.
Look at him go! Fuck!
Goes to
Pippin
bites
deploys
own
his
tongue.
attack.
Okay, Caesar's dead.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's funny.
I see you were all done with shopping.
It would appear so.
I have not gone shopping in quite some time myself. But, to be fair, I can't wield the most.
Hmm.
Oh,
And there he goes.
Did someone die?
who?
You.
Me?
You were about to say something and it just cut.
No, I just said I can't wield most items anyway. At least of the magic variety, and that was it.
We didn't get the magic variety part.
Because I only have one attunement slot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Apparently, we have another task to complete before the Empress returns.
Oh, right, that's right. The guard
So we
mentioned
should-
it when we came.
We should probably get on with that.
Yes.
Where's Moxie?
Who cares? Honestly.
Wow.
Yeah.
They are a. They prefer to spend more time away from us than with us as of late, and they have been a ball of chaos. So, as rude as it might sound, if that ball of chaos were to ever go off, I would like that further away from me.
Damn. Also, does anyone know about that utility construct over there? It's just been standing there.
Hmm?
Every time
Oh,
I've come to the city, it's just been standing right there, not moving.
Oh, utility bot. I think it's.
Wait, it's a Fruba? I thought it was a trash can.
No, he is a construct. One of the many constructs that the that's brain has immediately forgotten the name again. For fuck's sake,
Morimoto.
That the Morimoto family has made. Actually, I believe that one was made for us after a recent expedition. Although,
You've allowed it to fester here. How careless.
well, I left him with my cousin. I don't know why he's here.
First, he's forgetting one of his own teammates. Now he's forgetting his own constructs.
I'm not
you
forgetting
sure?
about
Good up
Moxie.
there, lad.
What?
That does not bode well for me.
Oh, what did the utility bot say? Research. He's doing research. He has the capacity to grow somewhat, I believe. I believe she mentioned that if we were to provide certain resources, it would help him grow in strength. And his main functions is actually to be a bit of a mobile forge.
I insert one.
What did you lead with that part?
Well, because he's quite small, he is not able to do much. At best, he's able to smelt down most equipment.
Yes, and I need something to do that on the move. Shakes half-empty box of bolter rounds.
What's
I
up,
insert one
homie?
stock of titanium.
Can't remember if we got it approved with the DM. If I tried to make some of those rounds for you.
Oh, you can.
I
As long as
have
they have
the
the
ability to
molds,
make.
which-
I have the ability to make it.
One of my powers is it?
I would assume it's smithing tools because you're working with metal.
No, I got a feat.
Someone say feet?
Yeah, channel divinity, artisan's blessing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I could use that to make
Clerk.
rounds. We would have just had to talk about it over the Either we can either RP that or we could retcon it that we talked about it on our ride back on the dragon turtle ship away from Dragon Island.
Yeah.
Okay, if we do have a little time, I guess we can get to it. Where would that be located? I'm not really sure with the. Considering this is the second time I've been here. First time we just went straight to the Queen's Manor.
Yes.
You mean the
Oh, okay, Discord.
Okay.
Discord decided to reach them.
Yep. Fuck!
Everyone good?
Yeah.
Mhm. We got a task to do.
There we go. That's a little better for Foxy. Well, I was starting to hear.
Oh, you probably can't hear me because I'm away from the mic. Like this is me normally talking,
Yeah, but you were also
and this is
lagging a
me
little
leaning back in
bit.
the chair.
And to be fair, the server was on US Central instead of US East.
Hmm.
I had to move it to a closer server to you guys.
That's pretty
I
shitty.
might just be lagging because I'm on that shit internet.
Yeah,
On
but
that
when the
hotel
server
room.
is even further away, it makes it even shittier. That's okay though.
I wonder what else I've forgotten. If I'm forgetting about the utility bomb.
Don't you have a ward you're supposed to be training?
Yes,
Yeah,
fair. Looks in the bag. Oh right, I have this. Pulls out and begins to burn. Oh right, this hurts. Puts back in bag.
Wait,
What
wait,
is that?
whoa. Where did you get that?
A meteor. And we were having to camp outside. And then a meteor fell not too far from. Why are you getting so close to my face?
Because that is
the
quite
pole of
a
a
difficult thing to
halberd
find.
also kind of like goes in front, too close.
I'm going to take one of the tongs from my smith tools, and I'm gonna grip the chunk of
Heck of my bag.
solarium.
It's
It's in a bag.
Where did you get that?
I told you, a meteor. It fell not too far off from a camp, or our camp when we were resting one night. There was also an individual who was trapped in the meteor, and then we freed them. And then they stayed with us for a while until one of the Farseers sent them back home, apparently.
Do you pull out the bag with meteorite chunk?
It's in his bag open. And if you wish to take a gander at it, I can tell you more about it. We've done a little bit of research on it, and I only have a few pieces, or a few ingots. Don't take out apart.
Of course you only have a few pieces. Those are extremely rare.
Yes.
Unless you know how to harvest it.
Yeah, I really don't know that. I do know that it's quite potent. Tirsheal, a companion of ours before he left, made a few spells by using one of them as a sort of ingredient.
How
And
so?
Going to pinch the bridge of their nose, you let a wizard use solarium as a spell component.
Yeah, well, not as a spell component, but as the basis of the research of making the spell. It consumed it, of course, in his process of researching, but I believe he created a, as he'd like to call it, his magnificent microstar.
Did Tirsheal
Which-
ever at all
Which was just,
tell you guys he also taught a robot?
I don't think
No,
he did.
he didn't. He never told anyone the robot knows his
Yeah.
secrets.
Yes, he created this, as he called it, his magnificent, Tirsheal's magnificent microstar, which was looked like a very flashy fire. He also developed a cantrip, I believe. but that's about it. Perhaps he's done more research. He has left us for reasons.
Head in hands. You're fucking kidding me, right?
No,
Do you know?
I didn't wish for him to leave, but he felt like he felt like he needed to. Something about us making him not wanting to drink. Which sounds like a good thing.
Describe the spell he created for me in a bit more detail than what you have given me. What does it do?
Like I stated, from my understanding, he stated that he used fireball as a basis, so it's a big area. It flashes with intense light, and then leaves a lot of burning material behind. It quickly evaporates because it was conjured by the spell, but anything that was caught in the burning material tends to get set on fire.
Would a 17 be enough to know exactly what this is referring to in terms of the spell?
Hold on, I can pull it up.
Oh, you're a Warforged.
And the wizard.
You are a wizard, and there were spell scrolls of this left in the Empire for wizards to learn.
And Beryl, who is the court Warforged wizard, is the one he taught it to. And you would have probably interacted with him at least a few times. He knows the basic cantrip that was created.
He knows the cantrip, and he has spare scrolls of Tirsheal's magnificent microstar, which is very fucking funny.
I mean, it does exactly what Haseo basically just said.
You're leaving out the part that it creates a temporary star.
Yes, it's all temporary. I mean, like a great flash, then it's gone and leaves burning material, which then quickly evaporates.
Did any of you stop to consider the consequences of creating a microstar on a material plane?
Well, I don't exactly see what consequences there could be. It's a temporary thing. Like, it blips in for a second and then it's gone.
If this is the spell I'm thinking of, it is temporary. However, the flames left behind are not. They would burn and continue on until enough damage has been dealt that something relative to the equivalent of a microstar would be needed to extinguish those flames.
Not from what I've seen. On the very few occasions he has done it, but...
Then let us hope you do not need a demonstration to prove you were right.
He was the one who developed the spell. If anything.
Anyways, are you going to allow them to examine the solarium?
Fine here. Would reach his hand in bag, pulls out burning rock, which doesn't actually do damage, but it is slightly sizzling his hand.
Now, you are you are an elder elf, and you would have the knowledge and probably know that you have to have stronger tongues for this kind of thing. But based on your character's really old, you probably would have them.
You could have inspiration if you want to use it.
Can I see what Quintana's doing in the system with my own smith tools?
Why do we have 3 people with smith tools in this story?
You would have to get a specially made set of tongs to use them.
Ah, okay. That's not done. Yeah.
Do I
Though
have any
you could just ask her
bonuses due
what
to age?
metal she's using to be
What
able to
kind of
stand.
special tongs?
Well, I would assume theirs are made out of adamantine.
Yeah. There's a lot of that
Mine
in
would be
the
plus 9
ice
iron then.
fields.
Okay.
Do I get any bonuses due to long life?
I'll give you another. I'll give you a +2.
It would be 15.
15. Okay. 15. This is interesting. This isn't like Solarium that the Elder Elves already have used. This is a Solarium from a different system altogether.
Oh, this one's blue. They're usually orange.
Or from this system, green. But that's
Well, there's not a solar dragon here.
that's true. And would Quintana know the reason why the sun is green? Probably not.
Nah, watch. It's gonna be because there's a fucking solar lich that we have to fight in Phase 5.
Polar Draco Lich.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess by the fact that you were touching this with your hands, you don't know how this is made, do you?
Well, as I stated, we literally mined it off of a meteor. Thankfully, I am quite resistant to fire, well, I understand this is not fire. This is something like, we would call it astral fire, for simplicity's sake.
Mm-hmm. The technical term is plasma, but go on.
Oh. I am somewhat despite that, I suppose, I am still somewhat resistant as I'm not immediately burning by just holding it. Think my monastic training. I do, and my natural born resistance. But we only had about we managed to get about 7 pieces. I foolishly foolishly had a smith add it to my order weapon. He reaches into bag, pulls out his blade. It just looks like this is coated in it. Yes. Puts back in bag. The other piece I left with look at the things again. The Lightbringer. What's the Lightbringer's name again? What's his name?
The what?
The one that lives on Pilgrimage Island, the Lightbringer. What's his name?
Oh, Trick. Or
No,
Valor.
not Trick.
Oh, shit. Okay, wrong one.
The guy who does the crystal augmentations of the Lightbringer house. The one that was recently pardoned for his crimes.
Oh shit, his dad. Yeah.
Oh, what's his name? Well, regardless, I left one with them. My hope
Fariel.
is they are... Yes, Fariel. The Fariel is also magically inclined, more of the rune typing and crystal augmentations, and I was hoping he could potentially produce some results by examining the piece. That leaves that piece you're holding, and 4 other that are safely within my bag.
Well, this opens up a fascinating amount of opportunities. However, I don't know if there's a way to harvest more from this system because I'm unfamiliar with the star. However, I can tell you that these are the product of solar dragons.
Solar. Like, I understand the concept of dragons. I know they exist. I mean, we just came from an island of dragons. Are you saying they have the capacity to potentially live? Well, I would assume live within a.
Yes, they hollow out the insides of a star to form their horde.
Huh.
And when they eat something, they go into a bit of a hibernation and they produce this.
Oh, there's a secondary thing to that. Briefly, if they are caught in battle during this time, they could expel it as a breath weapon instead and encase a creature in, well, at first molten ore.
That suddenly explains how someone got in the meteorite.
Yeah.
Although if you piss it off during its hibernation at night, that might explain why you said you found someone in the meteorite.
Yes, I will admit I'm kind of blanking on their name. It's been a few months since they. But they were a strange fellow, a woman. Coming back to me, their name is Trilla. They were quite strange. They had a gem embedded in their forehead, and well, some parts of them kind of just flowed into themselves. Like it was hard to tell where their skin and where their armor began. It was quite weird. We were having a lot of difficulty getting over the language barrier.
They didn't happen to have multiple arms, did they?
No. She could temporarily grow big. It was definitely useful in the taking of that orc camp where my city now stands. My domain now stands. That's the proper word.
Where did you say they were from again?
I do not believe I ever got a name. I could be wrong because it's been like several months out of game. I don't think we ever actually got
with them. We did because Tirsheal was like, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if we opened a portal to go find more of this Solarium stuff?"
That's right. They came from a place called reunite, and I believe the Farseer who oversees where their world is sent them back at the most recent Farseer festival.
Gonna real quick. Anyone who wants to try and beat the sleight of hand check to see what they're writing in their journal?
Tashure gets For the first time in your entire life, you've never seen Tashure's eyes underneath his shadowy cloak. But for a moment, you see telescopic eyes start to reach out underneath the hood.
I should have just used my passive. Caesar, save
well,
me, please.
What
It's-
incredible
Oh, shit.
handwriting.
Damn, unfortunately, I don't think anyone here reads Sylvan.
That is the funniest name for a weapon because of... That's so dumb. I hate it, but I love it.
What language?
What are
Southern
Nakano's languages?
Nakano? She's from the Shadowfell.
Yeah, because... Well,
She
does that mean
knows
she is still... Like, what is she?
Common and, technically Elven.
Elvish.
Elvish.
Ha.
I don't
Is
suppose
nobody
Quintana mouths the words as she writes them down, does she?
No.
Damn it.
They're smarter than that.
That's what I'm meaning, like, Tashure's eyes extend into telescopes and he can just read what you're writing.
Yeah.
You
don't
have
read
comprehend languages,
Yep.
which allows
Comprehend
you to
languages requires you to touch the surface, so in order to get the
His
The-
eye,
So you'd
his
have to
eye
reading
fucking
pocket
extends
their
all the way to
journal.
the page. Little hand pops out and touches the book.
So you'd have to pickpocket the journal to read what they're writing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You can see that she's writing something.
Would I be able to try and focus on the notation so I could possibly write it down in private and then just comprehend languages?
Oh, you want to be able to copy what they're writing, even though you don't understand the language.
I've got a decent memory and good perception, as evidenced by 26.
Because of your perception check, I'll allow it. Roll me sleight of hand.
Need to go. Hey, 20.
Okay. Because of your sight and everything, you're able to see what she's writing down, and with your robotic mind and things, you write down without looking exactly what she's writing. Almost not 100% perfect, but enough of it that you probably could you're basically like looking over her shoulder at what she's writing in a sense from a distance. So you don't see absolutely everything that she writes down, but you get a good you write down a good chunk of what she writes. Kind of like the
Perfect. I'll try and silently as I can cast comprehend languages and read what I've just written down.
okay.
Lol.
Stealth.
Verbal, somatic, and material.
He turns around.
All
I
the
mean,
materials covered
I
by
just
his spell focus.
and to have a few arms and I would just be
Oh, yeah.
muttering.
I just need a
Bring
stealth
in
check for the
Umbral under my
whispering
breath.
part.
Oh, okay. Fun fact: cloak at the back gives me perma advantage, and not 20.
Like a fucking bat.
Damn.
Yep,
Damn,
not good
I
enough.
really hope my extended ears
see.
would help me here.
Let's see if I can hear this.
I'd hope my elongated ears would
Shit.
make me hear better. Technically,
There-
those ears can pivot in different directions.
Caesar, save the day, please.
Humans used to have that ability.
Oh, shit.
Some humans still do. It's an old trait from
Yeah.
when we were able to move our ears to hear behind us. Or more in front. Kind of like directional in a way. It was thing that we stopped, we evolved away from. Anyway. Sorry, weird tangent.
Yeah, fair enough. So Vieta just want to say what Tashure would understand.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're probably going to have to go investigate that at some point. Because it sounds like a certain technological advancement has been made somewhere else.
What do you mean?
Based on how you described Trilla, they are concerned.
Ah. I see. Okay. And that's yeah, that's about wraps up that. Just gonna step back from you being so close to my face. Don't you stop.
Teleports behind you. Omae wa mou shinde.
Essentially, you just
No,
read the notes she took. A lot of it being written in concern in the tone, I guess, technically.
Actually, now that I'm up close, I kind of want to examine this blade that Haseo has.
Go ahead.
Oh, his crystal
What would
blade?
that be?
Is Aurora Blade?
Yeah, what check would that be?
That would be your choice of Arcana or History.
I have proficiency in history. I give you 21.
As you get unbearably close again to examine his blade. Quintana, no offense, but I am taken, and he'll get closer to not.
Does not care about you in the slightest, is looking at the sword.
And then you notice she's looking past you, not at you. What?
Invisible concern.
Anyways, 21.
Okay. That is a very, very old artifact. A Elder Elf artifact, actually. One of the earliest prototypes of a plasma sword. Though, right now, it is not at its fullest potential and is only spewing out, radiant energy, which it could be spewing plasma instead. But it functions much the same. It has a mode changer to ignite.
They're going to make like the hand motion to you, Haseo, to let them hold the sword.
It's a very interesting design.
Oh, you have no idea.
Yes, I know. I mean, you should have seen it when it was corrupted and had a mouth instead of, or a visible fleshy mouth instead of what it is now.
Oh, that would probably
Cleansed it.
explain why it's not working properly. Hand it over.
What? What do you mean working properly?
That's Haseo. That's Elder Elf technology. I'm trying to I need to examine its power core.
links. I wonder how many things I'm going to be told in recent times are going to be Elder Elf stuff.
Probably a lot. You keep
It's
finding
over.
it. Nikki, I'd like to disassemble the blade to find its power core.
All right. Well, smithing or well, yeah, your smithing
Would it be-
tools and tinkering tools could be used in.
Why are you taking it
Coalescence.
apart?
I would say this is probably more tinker's tools than it is smithing.
True. That's fair. I'll give you a +2 on this.
Let's fucking go.
Oh yeah.
I like the silvery barbs. No.
You watch them disassemble the hilt of the weapon after removing the wraps that weren't supposed to be there.
Hey. Took a while to wrap that.
Hush. Nikki, how damaged is this thing's power core?
Corrupted.
Mm.
You
How
will
much
notice
Solarium would it-
organic scarring across the battery. Similar to some aberrations out deep in the void. Or demons.
You will see them get a look of visible disgust. How much Solarium will it take to make a new one?
Half a stock.
I'm going to place 1 stock of ore in the robot to melt down. You will see them look at the core they removed with visible disgust.
Visible disgust.
It's like, brother,
Perhaps it could be. Perhaps it could be cleansed.
There's no fixing that. It's better to replace it. And smithing tools check to build a new one. I would assume.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go,
Ooh.
baby!
Now let's do a tinkering check.
God damn it. You see, this is where it fucks me. 18.
That's still
It was
good.
so close to another 20.
It's
was.
technically 20, but it's not a natural 20.
Oh.
Because
you
it doesn't
didn't
have your
that-
proficiency.
It doesn't have your +2,
Oh.
because you would have still had
Shouldn't
that
that be
for
a-
this.
Shouldn't that be a +4? Because it still doesn't have his proficiency.
They don't have proficiency in tinkering tools, technically.
They do not.
They
Yeah.
have smithing tools, but 20 is enough. You build or using the utility bot as a interesting bonus. They actually have quite a lot of utility for being a smithing. An alternate forge. It breaks down the solarium pretty well. And you're able to use its electronical parts to sort of charge the battery and tinker with it correctly. You charge it up, and you put it back in the sword, and you hand it back to Haseo. Or, I don't know, if you do.
That they will reapply the wraps that shouldn't be there, except you notice there is a switch on the handle that is now exposed.
He knew about that.
Huh?
Yeah, the switch to switch the mode, yeah.
He's known about that. He just doesn't.
It's now properly exposed.
Oh,
That should work properly now.
Alright, this thing now has swapped its damage. It is now in a plasmatic aura. Yep. Do you test out your blade? The blade itself, even without it being, switched modes, you could feel the energy it's producing.
Zoom, 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 zoom. Huh.
I throw a little bag of sand up in the air towards Haseo.
Points sword. Clicks button.
Oh.
And apparently it just falls to the ground.
Well, I was pointing at the bag of sand you threw up in the air. So it also just points sword, presses button. The jaw opens up and just.
You
realize that
slice
would
the
turn
bag
it
of
to glass.
sand, and after slicing it, it hits the ground, and you hear the sound of glass shattering instantly.
Holds it straight up
Okay.
like.
The blade isn't like bright like it used to be, but you can see the plasmatic energy coursing through it. And it is still bright to look directly at, but its radiant light isn't as blinding. It doesn't have a blind status anymore. It will have a burn status effect.
Haseo, that's a weapon, not a toy.
I understand that, but I have to get a feel for it. I mean, hell, you could have fucked up the wraps, and my whole hand holding of it would have been changed. No offense.
So now you're insulting my capabilities.
No, I clearly understand your capabilities based off how you just did all that. But besides, you wanted me to test it out. Clicks button,
Indeed.
unignites, closes jaw.
It seems quite interesting.
Yes.
We should probably either clean up that glass or get going before someone gets upset.
Tashure waves his right limbs, and the two arms coalesce and become a vacuum cleaner, sucking up the glass and just making it disappear.
Becomes Hoover.
I assume the extra critical damage is also plasma instead of radiant.
I will cut it off before I will
Yes.
use it.
Any increase of damage with the blade?
Not at the moment, no.
Well, yes, I do believe it is time we head to the palace to see what job the Empress has done for us.
Indeed. As
Go,
interesting
go,
as this
Gadget.
astral fire is, we should need to.
Well,
It's-
plasma.
Plasma. Perhaps while we're getting our job, you can talk to the Warforge Haseo spoke about. You might be able to figure out the spells that wizard left behind.
I never mentioned the Warforge because I don't
You
know.
did.
No, because I don't know.
No one knows about it. Tashure, in passing, does, because he's been here. But he doesn't know fully about the plasma things.
I mean, if they know the court mage, that would probably be enough inclination for them to go and talk to them.
Yep.
Because they might know.
You would have an
something.
inkling then.
Go catch it. Teleport Moxie.
Zoom. Nah, they're fine where they are.
They're talking with
They're
Finn.
having very dramatic flash, like Vietnam flashbacks because they're getting all their memories back or something. I don't know.
They are getting a myriad of memories, technically, by talking to these people.
It's quite difficult to move a token on a touchpad.
Why are you trying to move?
Yep.
Never mind. Can't you open up a keyboard on the touchpad and use WASD?
Yes, single file.
It is quicker to drag them across the entire map. I've got a significant input delay.
Oh, fair enough, but... Shiro will bow. Welcome back. The Empress is quite impressed with your accomplishments, Haseo. You're looking ready and in line for next steps.
Yes.
From
what the guards at the teleportation circle told me, the Empress has left another task for us.
Yes. That was my doing. In technicality, it is a small thing. By the time the Empress returns within roughly 2 weeks, you will start your, well, a sort of face-off or tournament-like thing with all the other candidates.
Oh. Oh, fun.
Just going that you feel Quintana looking at you over the shoulder.
I know the Empress. We do need to speak with the Empress soon. Some information has come up that we believe we need to speak to her about.
Shiro ponders for a moment. Do you have the communication device the Empress left you last time?
Looks. Why is it not on my action bar?
Takes
Pulls
out
out Flipstone.
Flipstone.
Ah, hand it over.
Hey, look.
You'll see him pull out a thin paintbrush and pull out a sort of paint set, kind of. And you'll see him start to delicately paint a rune onto your flipstone. And then he will hand it back to you. This should allow you to privately and securely talk with the Empress without giving out locations or being able to be tracked.
That is good. How high are these people? If I'm understanding correctly, these are like the left and right hand of the Empress, correct?
They are her personal, well, technically personal guard, but they used to be generals and lieutenants in the army during the war. They are technically, yes, the left and right hand of the Empress currently, as they are also tacticians and fighters.
I'm just debating whether or not telling them first before calling in person, like, hey, here's what's going on. Is a good or bad thing, or if the Empress talking to them after the fact is a good or bad thing?
That is all depending on how Haseo feels towards the Empress's personal guard. Which is different than the regular guard that exists within the city and the order.
Yeah. I don't think he has any problems with them. I don't think he has any problems with them, but I think, considering the severity of it, I think Haseo is just going to talk to the Empress first and he'll let her decide who should know, because, the information that a third party, such as the Eldar Elves existing and potentially coming back and just one-shotting our city, that could cause some panic if it gets to the wrong people. Yes, Go Master. They just added
NordVPN.
Crystal VPN to my Flipstone. Yes, a cryptid app room.
They added Norn VPN.
Norn.
Norn. Oh. Thank you, Shiro. Fear. What is the task that you had then?
Train your mind. Train your strength. And train your cunning for what is up. Soon to be Shogun.
Oh.
Based on your efforts and things, you're a highly sought after candidate. But there are others who have been here much longer who also want that spot. So far, you've proven to the Empress that you are loyal, as well as one who speaks for their people and their ones that are around them. Good leader, as it were.
Somewhat visibly blushes despite having red skin at the praise. Yes, I try to be the voice of my people to the best I can, understanding their plights and such. If we have
During these few weeks, you may leave the kingdom. Just let us know where you're going so we aren't
trying
So
to
we know
find
it.
me in case of something comes up.
Case of emergencies, correct. Or if the Empress comes back home early.
Yeah. I believe that's the case, then that's all I need, unless there's anything else, or looks back to party. Gives opportunity to say anything.
I mean, not really sure what else needs to be done other than someone wrapping up negotiations with the Alloyed Collective. Also, I believe Tashure said they were going to go speak with the court mage.
Ah, right.
Yes.
Negotiations with the retainer you brought with you have gone well, but there's some things that need to be finished up within the Alloyed Collective. The Empress can't be everywhere at once, and since you've done some representation already, would you be able to do such a thing? Sorry for the short notice. Haseo.
Yes.
Are you willing to go in representation of the Empress to the Alloyed Collective to finish up negotiations?
Finishing up negotiations sounds much easier than starting. I believe I can handle such a task.
Appreciate it. We'll send you documents and things to your household as soon as possible. Quintana, how would you like to be transported back? Magic ship? Airship?
Oh, we have that covered.
Oh, wonderful. Should we be expecting it here, or...
Well, transport back we have covered. Getting there will be much faster. We have a bit of a shortcut, as it were.
Very well. I won't peer into how, as a sign of trust. Dismissed.
Tashure would probably try to get attention of Shiro. Do you know where the court mage is? Is he currently...
Points that way.
He would
Palace?
be in the library. He'll point to his left.
Thank you. We'll be back shortly. Conceals Tinker.
For the time being, while we wait for him, we can go meditate by the crystal tree.
Mixed boot up sounds in binary.
Fucking Windows Vista startup.
I was waiting on someone to say it.
Is like writing 3 books at once.
I'll just stand behind him making the Skype call sound until he answers.
He will turn around. Hello. Barrel. Here. How may
Hello.
Barrel assist thee?
One of my companions told me of a spell that you had access to. Something that was taught, I believe the term was. It was something microstar. I was told that you had additional copies. May I procure one from you for a price?
Yes. You could procure one. Though
Excellent.
I must say, it is quite dangerous. He will hold up one of his 4 arms, though one of them seems to be, looks like melted partially, to the elbow. And it's just a stub.
Yes, I've seen the effects of this plasma firsthand. I was hoping to experiment with it in order to make more efficient armaments in terms of heat resistance.
Not very friendly to things with low melting points. Or flesh.
Neither am I. Awkwardly chuckles musically.
Chuckles with 400 gold.
Good platinum suffice.
Yes, that should suffice.
1 platinum, 10 gold, right? Still? Okay. Hand over 40.
Wicked.
I know, wheeled plasma. This is going to go well.
Here you go. He hands
Thank you
you
kindly.
a scroll that looks very similar to Fireball, but a lot of the runes have been changed out and transferred into a different thing. Language-wise, it looks the same.
Curious.
But the spell itself has been tweaked. Whoever did this tweaking spent a lot of mental power figuring it out.
Judging from what we know, at least 1 bit of solarium.
Yep.
I'll put the scroll away and just say, thank you, Beryl. Till we meet again.
Yes. I'll be here. Pondering.
Material components are replaced as long as you have a casting focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a crystal that does that. So, yeah.
I remember what the components are for the spell.
It was a solarium coin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that can easily be replaced since it doesn't actually cost any money.
Right.
Nor does it consume it, right?
Yeah.
No.
You
Well,
can
at the
easily
moment.
use a spellcasting focus to not have to use it.
I honestly assume most of the time that it does get consumed spell components wise.
Oh,
Unless it's like
well, yeah, if
something
you're
that
using
doesn't
spell
seem
components.
like yeah.
But the only time it really matters, because most often or not they have a spellcasting focus, is if the item requires a gold cost. If it requires a gold cost, then you need whatever that is to use the spell. But more often than not, the whole point of spellcasting focuses is that it allows you to cast a spell without needing the material component. Unless you're one of the weird people who likes to collect the material components to cast your spells, which good on you for RP. Holy shit. You're literally carrying around bat guano for a fireball.
Or beans to cast Gust.
Yes.
That's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just pull out that shit.
Yeah.
Wait, where are you going to get a drop of mercury for Tensor's floating disc?
Well,
A
so
thermometer.
I steal it.
Kidding.
It'd just be an alchemical component. I think that's
Don't.
Quicksilver?
Yeah, Quicksilver.
Yeah.
You also
Dancing
can
lights, a bit
technically mine it.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, it's Cinnabon ore. That kind of turns into mercury. It's natural metal that you find. If I remember.
Yep. Cinnapart. Yep.
Yeah, most spell components. Most. Some things are. You have to go out of your way to find. Like the component to was it reincarnation or something? One of those has a ridiculous spell component. That's just a prayer wheel. Well, it's true resurrection. Oh, it's just diamonds. Okay, never mind. 25,000 gold. What? Anyway. Continue.
Alright. Shall we continue?
Yes. If anybody has anything else that they wish to do, I believe we should make our way to the ice fields. Oh, well, actually, I believe they have to get the information. You know what? Let's just go back to my town. And once they get the information and all that, and files to me, then we can head to the alloy collector.
I'm pretty sure we would get that before we leave. Also, we're taking a shortcut.
Well, I do believe they said they would have to get that to me. And they said they would get that to my residence. And my residence is in my town.
Oh, they meant you're one here in this town. They're thinking you're staying.
Well,
here for a
shit.
Your vacation house.
Your studio
All right.
apartment.
Well, damn.
That's how Corey has his
But
affairs.
we can speed some things up and say it's been delivered, and you guys eventually take off.
One thing real quick though. We've been gone for like what, a month?
Yep.
How much money has the town generated?
What are its businesses it has again? Sorry.
Uh,
They have a
I
guild.
know it
They
has a
have a hatchery.
brothel and a cuddle place.
It has a brothel, a tavern,
Armory.
a theater, armory, smithy, a mine, a fish hatchery.
Where's the? I know we had a. Did I make a document or something?
We did at some point. I don't know where it is.
Google Docs. Please help.
Oh, the speed dating.
Maybe I didn't make it. Thought I did. Definitely had a document for the list of buying stuff. If I go up there and look at that.
If you look at our group chat, somewhere up there is a description of the buildings and how much they make.
Yeah, I
because
have
Nikki's
that.
posted a spreadsheet.
Yep.
Anyways, that can be resolved after session.
Okay.
Yeah. As you all gather around after talking with after getting your documents, you eventually talk to Quintana and gather yourselves together, as she's the one with the shortcut.
Yep, and she's going to instruct everyone to hold hands.
Now this is going to take a while. I've never
Immediately
done
grabs
this like this.
Jørgen.
All right, everyone, you need to hold hands for this to work. Well, shit.
I can read through that.
Holds my own hands.
For the first time ever, Quintana can't hold it in, but smile, try and make everyone hold their hands together for something. But it seems that she's been a little too relaxed around these ones, and she lets her poker face through.
Oh yes.
It's a poker slip.
Fine.
Jørgen doesn't fit.
I mean, I'll hold hands with Nocta. Hold team. I can do that.
Fine. I activate the mirror shortcut.
You appear in a room. Mirrors all around. Quintana knows how this room works, as she ushers you up to a specific mirror.
Oh, well, no. First, I open one of the floor plates and look inward.
Why?
Because
What
it's
the s-
funny.
Is this the mirror mode?
You open a floor plate and you look into the internal piping and wiring and magic energy that's being transferred everywhere. You give yourself a small giggle, remembering about reading about this moon. Cannot believe you did that.
What? It's not like opening a floor panel has dire consequences.
No, but the people watching you are just gonna look at, are just face palming.
Yeah. That was an
Not like
interesting
it's-
thing to do.
Put the floor panel back.
To everyone else, past the portals, there is just clouds and more, well, clouds and fog. You can't really see past the portals very well. It's like you guys are in a singularity room of mirrors almost.
Jørgen runs into at least 3 mirrors,
They're not
trying to
active.
navigate where he's going.
They're not activated at the moment. That's pretty funny.
I haven't activated the location yet, Jørgen. You're just running into a glass wall.
Look, I can't find out where we're supposed to go. I've been in one of these before. They're called fun mazes or something.
No, that's not. This is an advanced teleportation relay, not a fun house.
Haseo walks up
Why
to the
did they build it all out of mirrors? And are they like in a circle? You know what? Never
No,
mind.
like
I
a
don't.
Square.
accidentally presses the mirror a few times, a portal opens to Tyrsheal. What the?
No.
Oh.
Oh, you see a kobold fly through.
Ah! Was that?
No, this is a different mirror altogether. You guys wouldn't
kid.
bump into any of
You
those.
see, Quintana will walk up to one of the mirrors and say something in Sylvan, and
The mirror will shimmer, and you'll see 4 buildings on the left and right hand side. Total of 4 buildings, so 2 on each side, and then 1 large estate behind them. Your shiny metal gate is where you're peering from. Essentially, a portal is being made through the gate of your front, at the front of the estate.
well, go on.
So,
See, you
all right,
simply,
fine. I've already ran into the rest of them,
You,
and
you
Jørgen will walk
simply-
through.
you simply
You just
walk
yabba yabba
through,
do, run through it.
you simply go
Fuck
through
it.
like this, shoves Pippin through the mirror, and you see Pippin appear on the other side of the mirror.
On the ground.
Does it have any resistance?
Oh, you put your hand up to it? It doesn't have any resistance.
No, Jørgen's already walked through it.
Oh, yeah.
No,
it was,
Jørgen's
like, instant.
Jørgen is doing the funny Flintstones yabba yabba
run
do
through
runs
it,
through.
and it was like running through a jello-like substance for like a second. Like, it's not like it has much resistance, it just felt kind of like walking into jello. But like less dense. If that makes sense. As you guys all walk through one by one. Quintana being the last one through, I'm guessing.
Probably.
You all,
Also, is knocking his hand as they go through.
Pauses as floor begins to shake before leaving. Not my problem. Yeet.
oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, the place would start shaking around the time you guys would have done that.
Is this place
sure
supposed to be
it's
shaking, Quintana?
Oh, that was when you guys were already through. Quintana comes through at the last moment. behind you is just the metal gate to the estate. Wow, it's been so long since we've been back here, Master.
It's only been a couple of months, Pippin.
That's a long time in my
Well, months
ears.
for a kobold is a quite while.
I pat Pippin on the head. You're dismissed for now.
Yay! Fucking
Immediately
To the
runs
hole.
to the giant fucking hole in the back of the map.
To the hole. To the hole. To the cobalt hole. I
fantastic.
must say, you have a very luxurious estate.
Oh, this is just the housing section. Everything else is behind the manor. There are 4 guest residences and the main manor itself. I will have to get some of the staff to prepare your temporary housing. Let's see. 2. Yeah, there's enough for each person to get an individual room. I'm not sure where Tashure would rest, but the rest
I will
would have
make
a
do with a
bedroom.
broom closet.
Oh, that's a bit rude. Each has a storage room, a lounge, a dining area, and a bedroom. They are
Which
all
one has the
identical.
nicest kitchen?
They are all identical.
Why would you do that then? That's a little boring. Give it a little personality. Give us some spice.
The
You know,
actual manor has a kitchen.
variety in life. How good is it?
I mean, you can see it
Both
on the
Enseric
map.
and Jørgen. Enseric and Jørgen. But I am not scrolling that shit, dog.
You see, we just
I ain't got
simply
no
have
mouse.
Nikki. We simply have Nikki drag you.
Oh, we're just going to the front door?
Yes, Nikki, teleport us to the front door. Oh,
If you want us to go to the front door, let's just go.
oh. Utility bot in the grass. I will get you, Roxy.
He's trying to become a seat function.
As you're about to open the door opens. Ah, Master, welcome back.
Oh.
Bows.
Hello, Snester. Yes, I'll need you to get some of the staff to prepare the guest lodging.
Ah, we'll get on that right away. He will move back. Come in, you all. Welcome to the estate. I am Sinesta.
Is there a floor mat?
There's
There
a
is.
long one, yes.
Well, no, I'm talking about the ones, or I may have misspoke. You know, the one you leave outside the front door to wipe your
A
feet.
welcome mat?
There
Yeah,
is
that's the
a
word.
there is a wire brush.
For boots.
Yep.
That you use to clean the mustard seeds out.
Nikana will just take her shoes off at the door. Her ninja tabby.
Drew
Do I
pushes
win?
it down.
Do I wish to unleash the grippers on this nice floor?
It is a wood floor.
Damn it!
He only
Fuck.
has. Look at his feet. He doesn't have any socks on. He's just.
Unleash.
They're out there.
Unleash the gripper.
Oh shit, he does have his grippers out.
Get them dogs on a
Close.
leash, man.
Yeah, you would take your sandals off. It is polite to take shoes off.
He wears the true ankle socks where it only covers the ankle and up.
I will be back momentarily. Fuck you, there's a wall in the way.
Feel free to take a seat out here, or take a seat at the table. Cook here in a game. Enseric and Moxie are going to sit on chairs. And be there
yes,
for
the not
entire
here
meal.
chairs. Gives them their not here hats.
Yes, immediately goes to the bolter display cases.
Oh, absolutely.
Ahead of you, you see a bunch of different sized bolters. They all seem to be custom made.
They probably look really nice, don't they?
You've seen shorter versions, more akin to these ones, in the Empire. You haven't seen ones with longer barrels and modifications, or ones with very short barrels and different intake. All of them seem to have the tubing disconnected.
Yes, we have the
They're
set
too
of
big.
dueling bolters.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then we have the study, which no one has been into yet. Look upon the display cases and see they are empty. Haseo.
Alright. Jørgen will now come over and join the group. And go. You know, Cantana, you've got some real nice bolters over there. If we've got any spare time, I'd love for you to teach me how to use one.
That can be arranged. However, most of those are for display purposes, except the dueling set, but I haven't had anyone cause problems lately.
Dueling set. And I've seen plenty of fair duels in my time. Never one at range. That must be interesting.
About what time of day is it?
It is
Time for me to drink more.
early afternoon.
Well, for those who don't want to stay in the cooped up in the manor, you can take a walk along the back of the estate. However, do mind not to disturb the workers as they are tending the fields. For any other purposes, however, there is the game table over there, and there's also the study.
I must admit, so far I'm quite impressed. Arguably, I would say this must have taken generations, but considering your race, you've most likely done this all on your own.
Yes, this was established. Admittedly, poor timing. It was established during the Crystal Empire's invasion. Construction of the main manor completed shortly before King Dalius' disappearance, and it has stayed here since.
It really has stood the test of time then.
I wouldn't have it any other way for my personal estate. However, the back half of the estate is a few acres of farmland that are mostly attended by the kobolds who have seen fit to dig their nest under it. I don't know how they got in, but once they established their first tunnels, they refused to leave.
They're quite a stubborn bunch. Tea,
Indeed.
anyone? As you see Sinester have a big tray of teacups and a large tea kettle. I'm so glad we have
Jørgen would
things
say-
for such occasions of bigger parties.
Oh. I'm glad they. Jørgen takes a teacup, and for some reason, it's a little uncanny that a dwarf can hold a teacup with elegance. Actually.
He pours you some tea. It is a interesting indigo-colored tea. As he pours it all into each of your cups, he pours one for each and every single one of you. Well, even Tashure, though doesn't realize that you're a Warforged. You could technically still drink it, just won't really do anything for you.
Yeah.
But it
Sure,
won't
we'll
affect you.
awkwardly drink it by just tipping the whole thing into the shadowy face until it's empty.
There's like a wet spot on
The
the couch
sound-
now.
It's just the sound of water dripping off of multiple metal wires.
Ugh. He then
Here's
before
he has been right.
he then before each of you take a drink of it, you'll see him take another kettle, a smaller one, and quickly pour like a couple drops of something into the tea, and you will watch as the tea, as it gets those couple drops, you'll see it flourish into the tea, become slightly brighter and purple, and almost like a translucent liquid.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's really neat.
Special tea
Excellent.
made from a flower from my homeland.
As
I guess.
What
well,
is your want?
Haseo would. Well, he is a Yuan-Ti.
Hmm.
So
Does he have a token on the?
He does.
Yuan teas originate
Oh.
from the Scalic Dominion and the Argus Isles. Just not very many come from the Argus Isles. Some are now being found in the Scorched Barrens, but those ones descend from the Scalic Dominion, technically.
I assume you're wondering if I'm having a reaction to them.
Yeah.
How does it taste?
Not really.
Jørgen takes a sip.
It tastes it tastes like a green tea with a hint of zest. So it's not super bitter. It has a nice floral flavor to it, as well as like a bit of citrus. It's quite nice. This is actual tea I've had before, by the way. There's an actual type of flower that does that sort of thing. You mix a little bit of lemon or lime into it and it just fucking changes colors. Very cool. Actually, I have a gin at my bar that's made with the same stuff. And I've messed with my customers a few times. I'll be like, watch this. Pour into a cup. Pour lemon into it and watch it like flourish into a new color, and they'd be like, whoa, that's so cool, because they're drunk.
Then you trick them into paying more for it.
I think it'd be cool sober.
Oh, it is pretty cool sober too, but it's just the reactions are
Yeah.
there's the reaction is more hilarious when they're drunk, because it's more mesmerizing for a drunk person, as mesmerizing as it is for someone sober. Your senses are sort of heightened and reactions heightened when you're inebriated.
Everything feels a lot more swimmy. Yeah. Well, you said there was a study. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Quintana. You said there was a study. Where was it exactly?
Oh, through the door by the stairs.
Much obliged. Should be back shortly.
Miss, should I follow them?
It's fine. The door to my office is locked.
Fair enough. Is there anything else your guests and you need?
Not right now. Oh, right. I need to speak to Zippin, if you can get a hold of him.
Zippin. Yeah.
I have a few very stern words to have with that one.
I will, yeah, I will head there later. After I prepare your food for the evening.
Excellent. If you all excuse me, there's some documentation I need to go tend to. Fuck.
Door shut. Door shut.
Does Tashure just see Quintana just face plant into the door?
No.
Technically it was locked, and they were, you would have watched them pull out a key, unlock it, walk in, close the door.
I didn't say it was a mechanical lock.
Oh, you watch them walk up to the door, press their hand on it, walk in, close the door.
I'll keep track of how long it takes her to leave again, but I'll keep copying the spelling.
You are also surrounded by a library of book.
There's lots of books, old and mostly old. You don't see a lot of books with newer newer paper or bindings.
Shows its age, but in a not like dilapidated way,
Yeah.
like antique.
Yeah. The books are in in like very good conditions. Some of them look like they're well read, but well taken care of. Sinestro will start, will lean over and go, is anyone here need appetizers or something of that I may be of assistance for? Or if you can think of anything that you would want or anything, I can see what I can do. Any guests of Miss Oxfrey's? That's my service.
Do you require anything, nothing?
I'm sure a small snack would be nice.
Perhaps something of local delicacy, I suppose?
Sounds like a great idea there, Haseo. And bring something out for us. I don't hardly have anything on top of my head.
Man, this is a part where I wish Nikityn was here. Because if he wants a regional delicacy, or if you guys want a regional delicacy, this area is technically very close to Russia. In like certain like aspects, like, okay, think of like before World War I Russia with outfits and things like that. That's what the aesthetic is.
Rus. Aesthetic.
Yep. But
that looks pretty good.
government-wise, way different. Cuisine-wise, I was actually going to mix it a little bit. It's gonna be Roman, Russian, rough mixes of cuisine, but I don't know, doesn't matter. I will get you some light treats and appetizers for you then. Don't want you ruining dinner.
Would be kind. Thank you very much.
He heads into the kitchen.
Oh, lads. Haven't sat down in a nice good chair like this in a long time. It's been a hot minute. So, Haseo,
Yes.
how are you going to train your mind? What are you thinking about? We've got some trials coming up.
I genuinely don't know. I don't exactly know how I would readily prepare besides potentially brushing up on Crystal Empire history.
Ooh.
Brushing up on the history sounds fine, but, you know, if you got to think a little bit more about the cunning aspect. There's going to be a lot of people, like she said, a lot of people are going to be after that position after you. But you're going to have to be the one to outsmart them. You've got a lot more years on you, you know. You're a strapping young lad. We've seen a lot of different things, so
Yes.
you need to think a little outside the books. After we had dinner here, come play a game with me. We can test out some of your wits.
I suppose. And while you're talking, he pulls out a bottle that does not look like it has been opened for quite some time, and then unpops it. This is like, I don't know how many, but like one. They finished the first bottle. Now this is the second bottle of good sake that his family has left him.
What? Typically, those are supposed to be saved for special occasions.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got a couple, and he's just
Yeah, you're good at it, bro. Right.
and besides, he's just been enjoying them with Nakano.
Utility bot is just staring into the flames of the fireplace.
Destruction of materials. Forge more.
Crush,
Make
kill,
better.
destroy, swag.
Jørgen leans over. Oh shit. It leans back.
Tight shit.
It has a little punch attack. That's funny.
Oh yeah, he has a punch attack.
His little punch attack. I can't see a sheet.
He also has an
This is not-
arcane backup battery.
How does
Oh.
he charge?
Not so much a backup battery, it's more like something they can release.
Along their inhibitions.
Feel the skin on your... the rain on your skin.
I hate you all.
I hate you here.
Alright. Good sake. Very delicious.
Yes. Good shit.
Good soup. Good soup.
Sinister.
Good deal.
Just gonna be in the kitchen a while. Meanwhile. Hi there, Tashure. You're in the library. The library of a
I would
really old elf.
What,
spend about an hour copying in Microstar, and then interest would be piqued by some of the books around here.
Make me an investigation check.
Investigation. Yep,
Okay.
16.
Ooh, this is gonna be a little funny. A lot of these books are in a language you don't understand, so looking for a... Well, at first you are looking for a book that you can potentially read without expending magic.
Nah.
Yeah, I got the magic to burn.
Okay. How organized is your library? By how are your books and scrolls sort of organized?
Is it alphabetically, chronologically, organized?
Chronologically. Chronologically, and anything that is Elder Elf specific is kept in their personal office.
Ah, okay. So, Alright, so a lot of Narrakov related stuff here that doesn't have the Elder Elves in it. So here, maybe some various Outer World things that might be known. Okay. 16. You find books on the various species of Narrakov. Sort of book on the intelligent and sentient races of Narrakov. You also find several books on kingdoms. Though the book you look at is very old. Both of them are. So you don't know how updated these books are. Because in technicality, Asvarians and Warforged are newer races to Narrakov. Only recently being introduced in the last several centuries.
Yeah. And more introduces sort of like war instruments more than anything.
Yeah. Creatures bred for war or created for war. Bred. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just listening to yours just say it, getting bred for war.
Want some toast with that bread? Sorry, brain. Oh.
I would probably see if there's any in relating to Solarium. Like, probably
Ooh, that would
wouldn't have
be...
focused on the Elder Elves specifically, but anything related to the Elder Elves. Like, degrees of separation.
One of the books, aka the one that lists kingdoms, it would list the Elder Elf kingdom. It would say it would be it was a elven society run by the Elder Elf gods that brought them here. Calling themselves the Courts. A set of... One second. Nikki forgot the number.
Hmm.
1, 2, 3. The 8 courts. 7 selective courts of different important technology or knowledge, and an overseer of all of them, making them 8 different gods.
Mm-hmm.
And their barons and things underneath them. Also talks about a kingdom of rabbit people that were highly advanced magic users. And then the Katerna, a highly advanced fox-like people that were advanced in weapons and deception and infiltration. Talks about a group of many tribes within the swamps east of that said kingdom. West. Another one talks about dragon tribes within the jungles to the east. No mention of the Sylvan Empire, though. Or the Gnome Drakius. Those didn't exist during that time yet. It also talks about a kingdom to the south that has crystal trees and crystal forests protected by mechanical animals and beasts alike, along with elves. Then another kingdom further to the south, whose whole society is very based upon bloodlines and metallurgy.
Hmm. I'll keep reading on that empire, the one with the metallurgy and
Ah.
focus on bloodlines above all.
Had a
Read that.
benevolent? Is that the word I'm looking for? Benevolent means kinder, right? I'm trying to do the opposite of Millicent.
It would be benevolent then, I think.
Okay. Thank you. The ruler seemed to sacrifice himself for the greater good of his own people. There's descriptions of how he would actually drain his blood and give it to villages as a sort of medicine. There's also talk in there that he was blessed by adamantine dragons and give it a gifted crown. It was a big kingdom that was protected by metallic dragons from any outsiders within the waters. Then, it's about it for that excerpt.
Okay. Did it say what the empire was exactly?
An empire of mixed races of salamander people, elves, and elder elves, some, and then some new subspecies of elves and humans and things. Seemed like a kingdom that accepted all instead. Compared to the Elder Elf Kingdom, seems less xenophobic.
It makes sense considering Quintana is slightly, well, moderately high and mightier than everyone else, so makes sense.
Yeah, they seem to have a slight aura of better than you vibe, but they also respect a little bit of lesser races a little better than her brethren.
The difference is they don't look at a human and say, ah, monkey. They look at a human and say, ah, child.
Right. It's more of an
That mean that
ageism.
they would have like a moment of pride whenever they find out like they can make plasma and just go like, oh, are we babies all grown up?
Yes. It's like,
babies
look,
all
they're
grown up
learning.
and making dangerous things. Oh god, they're making
they
dangerous
haven't-
things.
No, as long as the children don't learn how to split the atom, we're fine.
Yeah.
I don't even think this system has a concept of what the atom is.
Not yet.
You know, they think Adam is just a local
I'm sure
whore.
some dumbass is going to figure it out by some demon worshipping bullshit. Accidental spilling of knowledge.
Yeah. Ah, yes, the great demon and also patron to warlocks, Cave Johnson.
Yes.
Anyway, I'll
the
just look through the book.
the demon patron. Oh, God damn it! Why did I have to forget the name? I give up. I give up. It's okay.
What are you doing?
Oppenheimer.
That's right.
Sorry. The great demon Oppenheimer. Just kidding.
Right, I'll set the book to the side, but I'll go back to copying if you want to go over people.
Okay. Meanwhile, hey Quintana, what are you doing in your office?
Estate management.
You're right. Your books and bookkeeping. A lot of it has been semi taken care of by your butler, but you've had to make a few grammatical corrections and things. His Sylvan is still not the best.
Mm.
But it's not a lot of correction, but there are still a lot of papers that you yourself gotta read through and correct.
Oh joy, tax forms.
Tax forms from the Alloyed Collective. Not too fond of these. We didn't have these during the war.
I gotta pay money to the government so the government functions. This is some bullshit.
So it functions.
Yeah, no, they will just look upon all of their empty trophy display cases.
Is there a reason for that?
Yeah. I had to return them to their, quote, rightful owners.
Rightful owners.
Her estate used to be covered with a bunch of quote unquote stolen masks and weapons.
Oh, right.
Hence why all of the cases are empty.
Oh, right. All of the Crystal Empire shit.
He still hasn't compensated me for that.
Oh, you're not supposed to have that.
Hmm?
You gave that away. Sorry, you still had your soul containment device in the inventory.
But, yeah, there ain't much for me to do.
That's fair. How about the rest of you as food is given out to you all? Small little appetizers. A plate of Pringles.
Plate of Pringles. So,
in
not gonna.
technicality, he actually does provide you guys with deep fried potato slices.
I see.
Jørgen fucked that shit up. He hungry. Excuse me.
Lightly salted. I used to do that when I was living by myself. I'd make my own potato chips. It is fun.
I got like 60 corn tortillas, taco sized, like $3. I started making my own.
I just would slice up potatoes and throw them into boiling oil. Then I had in a pot. I had a pot specifically full of oil to make deep fried potato. Well, just fried potato, essentially. I didn't have a air fryer or my own deep fryer. So oil in a pot works just the same. Anyway.
So,
Food.
so Nakano, what's your opinion on recent events and revelations? I suppose.
That your different kingdoms, are not one. In the Shadowfell, we were under one leader. But that leader also considered themselves a god. And with their absence, I feel it is in chaos. I think perhaps there is a power struggle within the Shadowfell. Someone trying to take the claim of leader among them all.
Yes, that is most certainly quite different from our world's most certainly quite different from your world. I think everybody is united under one banner. Honestly, hard to imagine that around here.
Sinister will start walking around the room and start dusting. Though every time he gets to where someone is sitting, he just does the armrests and the back of the chair.
Mm.
He starts going into other rooms and disappearing a little bit.
So, how are things? He's referring to Nakano.
Things are interesting. They are, well, so far my new life is keeping me on my toes.
If it ever gets too much, let me know. I can obviously make arrangements and make so that is not the case.
Well, just no worry. Oh, while you were in your office, Sinester would have brought you another cup of tea and a little cake to go with it.
I love playing rich characters. Unfortunately, this is the only opportunity I have to properly do that. The other one is doing other things.
Pretending he's not a noble.
Exactly. Right. So, if anyone needs to freshen up before dinner this evening, through the door behind Haseo and down the hall, there is a bath available. Other than that, here in a few minutes, I can show each of you to your guest quarters. Although I don't know where Tashure would be staying. They don't need a bed.
Moxie will be like, neither do I. But I'll take a room to not disturb anyone. Maybe Moxie and Tashure can share a guest house. Since they both don't sleep, they can annoy the shit out of each other through the night.
I would have assumed that Enseric and Tashure would, seeing as though they traveled together before this.
Yeah.
True. Tashure probably not standing in the corner, but like probably propped up somewhere, just sort of keeping an eye out. Doing sentries rest and all that. Well, to
Stands
Enseric sleeps.
ominously in the hallway by the front door.
Yeah. This blends in completely creepily well.
If you look at it, I would assume there is a window here, and anyone who looks out just sees like a mob of kobolds going between the houses, carrying things like bedding and other amenities.
Cute.
There's
That's
so many
adorable.
of them.
You're a
You-
regular horde.
You don't understand. There are so many of them, and I don't know how far their tunnel network goes by this point.
It's impressive that they still are willing to work with you. You've got such high numbers.
I have convinced them that it is in their best interest to work for the estate. Otherwise, I would have to bring someone in to clear them out, as they would technically be trespassers. However, that might be impossible by this point. Sometimes, half of the time, I see kobolds that I don't recognize show up, so I don't actually know how many live under the estate, or how entrenched their network of tunnels are.
If you really wanted to get rid of them, maybe you could acquire the help of a dragon. Kobolds do gravitate towards dragons as a guardian, apex, that sort of thing.
That is true. They are more chromatic in bloodline. The dragons on this continent that are reasonable are metallic. They wouldn't want anything to do with them.
That would seem more like burning down the grain silo to get rid of a couple of mice. Well, I guess at least point a mice infestation.
At this point, it would be somewhere upwards of a few hundred. Again, I don't know how many there actually are. Every couple of decades, they send one of theirs out to serve as, well, one of my attendants. And then when they get too old, they retire. A few months ago, my previous attendant retired, and that's when I acquired Pippin.
Yeah, you mentioned this zipping guy you got to talk to. What kind of beef do you have with him?
He was supposed to hand over his equipment to Pippin, and apparently all he gave him was a knife.
Well, sometimes that's all you need.
Perhaps
He's got a
it's
better
some
knife
form
now,
of-
anyways.
Yes, perhaps it's some form of jealousy?
Probably more greed.
The equipment didn't belong to him. It belongs to, well, me.
Sure, but perhaps he had some fondness for you and did not wish to give up service, so he kept the equipment. And hoped for the new, younger kobold to fail in his mission.
Unfortunately, I doubt that's the case. He is a bit... Out of all of the attendants I have had, Zippin was the most problematic.
Very
How
noble
so?
kind of thought to have there.
Well, Tashure, he, despite multiple attempts at discipline, he had quite sticky claws and liked to take things that didn't belong to him.
Inconvenient things or things of noticeable value?
Anything shiny.
I'll get you in trouble real quick. Always piss off our mercs when you get some fucking guy that couldn't keep his hands out of the fucking pot. Or the pie.
So, when he's brought in to speak with me, do keep an eye on your coin pouches.
Oh, let him try.
Acknowledged. Does he have anything he gravitates to besides corn pouches?
Anything made of metal that is shiny. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to take off with either you or Tinker. Not
Well-
that it would be easy.
If he does, Tashure immediately flicks the arm and a flame chain whip begins to just unravel. I would help
Oh,
clear
Lord.
that pest problem slightly.
Lord Tashure, I was just gonna bonk him with my hammer. Jeez.
Unfortunately, this is where I must take my leave. I gotta get ready for work.
Yep.
Bye.
It's a
Guess I
I'm
can end
ready
the
for
session
bed, too.
here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for today's session of the Twin Crystal Empires. They divulge and chatter amongst each other what things will be next for the new, the one newly found kingdom and a kingdom of old elves. Thank you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Bye.
Okay.
I also want to.
Bye, Chad.